We began in 1986 as an informal project to collect and distribute 1,000 books for the holidays to children in need. But it became clear early on that we needed to do more, so we began building libraries. We want to help create print-rich environments where preschoolers spend their days and provide an opportunity for them to take the library books home and read more than they normally would with their families. Our current objective is ensuring that the libraries we've built are used to their maximum potential with robust programming. Each of our libraries is meant to be used as a lending library, so teachers need to know how to check books in and out and how to educate families about the process. We'd also like every child to receive more read-aloud hours through our Storytime program and more books for their homes through our Build-A-Home Library program. We recently hired a part-time librarian who trains teachers on the lending library and how to engage children in effective story times, who works with parents on literacy at home and develops our materials. We'd like to be able to extend this programming to all of our libraries by hiring a full-time librarian. We're the only organization that we know of that builds libraries inside early education centers to serve low-income, at-risk preschoolers. We're giving children access to books they may not otherwise have and necessary skills to start kindergarten on par with their peers. We create print-rich environments in their school and at home through our Build-A-Home Library program and give them more read-aloud hours. One of our strongest leverage points is our target demographic. Increasingly, studies show the importance of early learning for preschoolers. Several economists have estimated a large return on investment for dollars spent on early education for disadvantaged children. Studies show that children who are educated at a young age graduate high school, have a higher rate of employment, and have significantly fewer arrests than those who were not in early education programs. Creating a print-rich environment where children spend their days is critical because surrounding young children with more books directly increases reading achievement. So we create a library with over 600 books right in their preschool. Having a lending library at school allows the children to bring these books home so that their siblings and families can enjoy them too, which expands our reach. We've employed a part-time librarian who has developed training for teachers on how to use the library, how to read effectively to children, and training for parents on the importance of reading at home. We log how many times a week the children visit the libraries, the number of hours they spend there, and the number of books in circulation, telling us how much the library is used and how many books are getting to families per week. We measure the number of books and literacy activities given away, along with the number of children who receive them. We also track the number of read-aloud hours. These metrics are important to show that we are increasing access to books and read-aloud hours, factors which have been proven to increase reading achievement. Many think we have a large warehouse and thus are capable of accepting book donations in bulk. Although we would love to accept these gifts, we just don't have a facility to store them. We also get inquiries about donating used books, and while we appreciate the thought, we don't accept used books. The children we serve often get hand-me-downs in all aspects of their lives, so we give them new books so they can enjoy that feeling. Other common questions are about our reach and publishing capabilities. At this time, we only work in the US and don't send books or build libraries overseas, and we're not a book publisher. We're a national nonprofit with over 75 libraries in 14 states, which is a huge accomplishment. We also received a grant from the U.S. Department of Education. They provided $880,131 over 2 years as part of the Innovative Approaches to Literacy Grant Initiative. This money helps us implement programming in 5 libraries in Brooklyn. 100% of the cost of the project is covered by the Federal Department of Education. The programming involves hiring librarians for the lending library, having regular story times, training with teachers and parents, giving out books monthly and adding books to the libraries, and a formal evaluation that measures the impact of our work. We'd like to take the materials and programs that are developed under the grant and expand them to all our libraries. One big challenge is ensuring that our libraries are used to their maximum potential. Something we've done to remedy this is to hire a librarian who has great expertise and knowledge on library use and training. She specializes in getting the libraries up and running with their lending and trains the parents and teachers on how to do an effective story time with their children. The large federal grant we received has also helped inform us on strengthening programming in the libraries. With more funds, Books for Kids would hire a full-time librarian or programming director. Having this person would help us expand our programming to our libraries that have not been as active recently. We'd also love to refurbish our older libraries and bring them up to our current standards, ensuring that the furniture and decorations are in good condition, that the book collections are complete, current, and ready to be lent out. One gap is that we can't provide programming to all of our libraries due to funding constraints, so we funnel our strongest services to our more active libraries. And there are many impoverished cities and towns which we're not serving that need resources to help educate their preschoolers. We'd like to build more libraries and implement literacy programs in those cities and towns. But all these locations can't run without dedicated volunteers. If given more resources, we would allocate some to ramping up our volunteer program to make sure every library is outfitted with dedicated staff.